While we're getting set up, thank you for the invitation to participate in your conference. I look around and it's a bit scary that I'm probably the oldest person in the room. So what am I doing? Just pressing the arrow forward button? I'm 70. Technology is new. I've got to admit too, I'm much more happier running around the paddocks than I am standing up here. The title of my presentation given to me was the practical reality of turning opportunity into business. Had me struggling on how I was going to structure my address until I realised our business was all about the consumer. There are many aspects of our business which are important in how we have put all these together and to be able to assure the consumers of the safety and the security of our product. So there are three key words you'll hear: safety, security and the consumer, that you'll hear continually throughout the presentation. We've never advertised our product, but we are continually marketing. We have a strong, realistic story that is presented to our customers and then on to the consumers, but let's start at the start. So we're a sixth-generation Australian family-owned farming business. That little guy on the left is he's just passed away, was my 93-year-old father. For the last 30 years, we've pioneered and concentrated on the production of Wagyu beef. 60 years ago, my grandfather, as payment for work I was doing on the family farm, gave me my first cow. I was 10 years old. After leaving school at 16, I worked on the family farm until at the age of 22 years of age, I was offered a job as a stock agent. And I mention this as that 11 years I spent as a stock agent was the best training I could have had in the areas of commerce, marketing, export and understanding the agriculture industry. In 1979, I arranged and conducted the first on-farm cattle embryo transfer programs in Australia. And remember that the first test tube baby born in the world was in England in 1978 and then in Australia in 1980. The embryo work took me around the world consulting and sourcing genetics for the Australian market. It was in 1988 that I saw my first crossbred Wagyu outside of Japan at a research facility owned by Texas A&M University. During my presentation, you hear continual references to our story. I'm always conscious that our story must be conveyed to the consumer accurately and realistically. The points of difference in our product and our method of production are key points to our story. So on discovering Wagyu with its availability outside of Japan, it had a unique meat quality, being a big point of difference over other beef. In 1990, the AMLC, now the MLA, produced a report that if Australia increased the meat quality grade of the exports to Japan by 1 score, it would increase the value of exports by $200 million. The AMC was talking about better quality beef by grain feeding cattle over the then current grass-fed system. I'd seen from the trials at Texas A&M that one cross of Wagyu genetics increased the quality grade by 3 scores. So here was the practical reality of turning opportunity into business. So remember, we are small producers. We farm just over 8,000 acres and have about 4,000 cattle and a process between 60 and 70 carcasses per month. As a comparison, JBS, one of the world's biggest processors, processed 9,000 cattle a day in Australia and 90,000 per day worldwide. So we never planned to feed the world. We decided to produce a product for a niche market. To the top-end fine dining restaurants, to the type of restaurant that a consumer goes to once or twice a year for a special anniversary or a celebration. And in their minds is that tonight we forget the diet and we forget the price. We aim to produce a product that increases the patronage of these restaurants due to its quality and its story. We wanted our product to be as important to our customers as their custom was to us. We believe that we were among the first to include our brand on the menu as a descriptor of the meal. We export to fine dining restaurants now in 14 countries and have developed a brand recognised with a fine reputation for quality, safety and security around the world. So what is it that gives consumers confidence in the integrity, the quality and security of our breed? So, this better work. Hello, Mr. Expert, where are you? It worked in the...
オーストラリアのミスター・ワギュデビッド・ブラックモア。日本の和牛の遺伝子を受け継ぐオーストラリア産の和牛を作り出し、世界に広めた男の挑戦は続いている。ブラックモアは和牛のビジネスを始めた頃から餌の配合にこだわってきた。何度も日本に視察に行き改良を重ねてきた。
日本で理想的な育て方を学んできたけれど、そのまま取り入れてもオーストラリアではうまくいかないんだよ。だからオーストラリアの環境に合うように工夫してきたんだ。完璧な餌の配合を探り当てるまでに12年以上かかったよ。
ブラックモアは4年前、自ら開発してきた和牛の生産ノウハウを提供するビジネスを始めた。飼育の方法から農場の運営まで培ってきた技術が流出することに恐れはない。
受精卵が肉になるまで最低5年はかかる。私の飼育のノウハウを自分のものにするのにも最低5、6年はかかるでしょう。その頃には私はもっと先に行っているだろう。農業はハートではなく頭を使ってやらなければならない。私の祖父や父の代がやってきたやり方はもう通用しないんだ。時代は進み続けている。
膨張を続ける和牛ビジネス。
As mentioned previously, we're six generations Australian family-owned business. I'm the fifth generation. Our son Ben is CEO, and our daughter Danielle, who's our business analytic manager, are the sixth generation. Everything we do in our business is fully traceable, and everything we do is fully accountable. Danielle has built our database from scratch, which now contains over 19,000 animals. We've researched the breed and the heritage and the history in Japan and built a complete family tree of the most famous bloodlines going back 22 generations to the start of the modern-day foundation animals born in 1910. The Japanese have recorded their genetic history, recorded pedigrees and verified each animal with the nose print, which is on the bottom left-hand corner. For every animal has a different nose print as our fingerprints are. Nowadays on farm, every animal is parent verified by DNA. Every animal has its complete history, recorded parentage, birth, weight, sex, weaning weight, average daily weight gain, all vaccinations, all treatments, paddock and property movements. Then for the females, their breeding cycle, sire joinings, and their calves, and the cycle start again. For the male calves, all details are recorded through the feeding facility, how much food they consume daily, their average daily weight gain, and from this, the feed conversion from consumption to processing, hence identifying the most profitable bloodlines. After processing, every carcass is graded by official Ausmeat graders. We inspect every carcass with its full lifetime history and a 3-generation pedigree, showing dam and sire lines. We now have in our database carcass information on 4 or 5 generations of cattle. With the changing climate and unpredictable seasons, we are changing our farming methods by selecting different crops and pasture species to grow. In recent years, we've purchased 2 new farms with extensive irrigation licences in different regions to attempt to reduce our risk. We anticipated we would irrigate over 1,000 acres, but due to the drought and reduced dam storages, both farms have had no water allocation and no irrigation possible. So for the last 2 years, our 4,000 cattle have needed to be hand-fed, so now we budget that this is the new norm and have changed our method of production to include more on-farm feeding for our breeding herd. Sustainable farming is the catch cry around the world. Protecting and enhancing the natural environment. We have fenced and protected the waterways, lagoons and rivers and planted over 10,000 trees on our farms. We've just contracted to plant another 25,000 trees this year. We have enhanced the protection of native animals, birds and fish by protecting their fauna and flora. Animal welfare is paramount. Our staff constantly receive advice and training. Every activity on farm is recorded. Using the latest scientific advice, all cattle are vaccinated for commonly known diseases, no different from vaccination programs for our children. All treatments are recorded. We have lifetime traceability on all our cattle. But for me, equally as important as the before-mentioned points, profitability is of the utmost importance. Our business must be profitable. We don't have a sustainable business if we are declared bankrupt. We have built our brand reputation to the stage that we price our product to cover the cost of production and leave a bit over for us to continue to grow the business. Our product is priced so it's not affected by industry price fluctuations. We set the price once a year, allow our customers to budget well in advance. All our product is pre-sold before processing. We have never had any stock on hand. We have never discounted, believing that once you do so, customers are expecting it all the time. Just look at store retailing. So where are we taking our product in the future? Over the years, our points of difference were clear and unique in the marketplace. Today, if you look at our competitors' websites, their marketing has followed ours. They show similar marketing strategies to ours, some using exactly the same phrasing. We continue to fine-tune our method of production. A happy animal throughout its life produces the best beef. Any stress at any stage of its life affects the meat quality. The advances in science to help production in the last few years has been phenomenal. We don't believe we should be ignoring the generational experience of 60 years of Australian farming expertise, but I wholeheartedly accept that our type of farming can be enhanced by building on the traditional Japanese bloodlines and experiences, combining that with the best proven practical Australian method of production, and increasingly, methodically incorporating a scientific approach to making improvements in both the meat, in the life of the animal, the profitability of our business, with a vision for the future of our product. So we set about self-funding research into 2 areas of our business. We have budgeted to invest over $500,000 over a 5-year period. We are now into our 4th year of research into our animal genomics. So far we have 8,000 animals with a genomic profile. At the end of the month it'll be 10,000, which includes over 4,000 Ausmeat graded carcasses, all imputed to 800k SNPs. This project will use our unique database and DNA information to develop accurate data of animals' genome to improve the profitability of carcass traits and breeding characteristics, including doability, milking and fertility in our breeding herd. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. So that was the genomics one. This is the last slide. This year we've embarked into funding of a new research area of meat science. Nowadays consumers are better educated and more health conscious. We believe that scientifically proven information relating to health factors to our product will be important to consumers when they make their dining choices. We will be combining our research projects together, hoping to identify specific genes that it will enhance human health. The A2 gene in milk production is a good example. Because of new scientific methodology, we can for the first time examine the type of lipids that relate to meat and fat texture and the different fatty acid ratios that relate to good, healthy or bad fats. This includes monounsaturated fats, the omega-3s, and therefore capturing the health-related data to our beef. Finally, we'll be looking at the thousands of molecules like amino acids. Some are related to flavour, and how these factors are varied by the animal's diet. And as we interact this data with our genomic data, we'll be examining the heritability of these traits in our cattle to continually strive to improve the knowledge and quality of our beef. So we're just having fun.